Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is August the 24th. Let's see real quick. I have something I meant to do that I did not do. Anyway, welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. I am not going to hold you guys for a long time. Did not have a chance to do a live show today. I got a lot of things going on right now. So we will get back to the live shows here shortly, but right now, WNBA, I'm just doing recorded videos and posting them. Hopefully they're helpful, providing some insight to you guys. If you watched the show yesterday, everything that I talked about ended up being a winner. The Aces offense continued to look really good. Over 83.5 was an easy winner. They got to 91. And then, Chicago don't play any defense, especially with Angel Reese on the floor. Connecticut soars over that 78.5 team total. Wish I had actually made some plays on it, but I didn't even get a chance to watch too much of it either. But today, which is what you guys are here for, we got 3 games. I'm gonna break them down. Actually, hit the like button for me as you join, and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Turn the notification bell on so you know when I drop these videos, when I do go live. Let's jump into it for today. So Jackson, real quick. Yesterday, Jackson is an AI sports betting tool. Jackson liked who was it? I know it's Tina Charles over her 13.5 points. She did get there. She crushed that number yesterday. She always goes crazy when she sees Cardosa and Angel Reese over there for whatever reason. And then the other play was with Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray, it was over, what was the number? It was over 13.5 points plus rebounds yesterday. And I don't know if she got there. I actually want to check that real quick. Chelsea Gray, she did not. She shot the ball pretty terribly. Just 1 for 3, actually. So she probably should have got there, actually. She did get 6 boards, but she only had 5 points yesterday. You got Dana Evans giving you 21 off the bench. You don't really need to do as much. So 1-1 day for Jackson yesterday. As far as today's looks, Jackson likes Napheesa Collier over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Says Napheesa Collier is set to return to action today, and all signs point to a significant performance. She's been a dominant force, consistently hitting the over on this prop. Over her last 5 games, she's cleared the line in 80% of the 5, averaging an impressive 36.2 points, rebounds, and assists. This strong trend combined continues over her last 10 games, 80% hit rate, averaging 32.9, and even her last 15 games, 86.6% hit rate, averaging 33.7. Her season-long average is 34.5 as well, well above the 26.5 line. Adding to the confidence in her in this pick is her historical performance against today's opponent, the Indiana Fever. Last season, she had a 100% hit rate. On the 2 games, she averaged 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. While the Fever's defense against her position ranks 6, indicating a strong defensive unit, Collier's consistent high-level production and an expected full workload upon returning from an ankle injury, as reported by Kieran Spieshker, I think is how you pronounce that. I might have butchered that. Who expects her to have a full workload to solidify her MVP campaign, makes this a compelling play. Her ability to contribute across all 3 statistical categories provides a high floor for this prop. I like it. I think when the books are when we get a player coming back, especially if they miss more than 4 or 5 games, typically we do get a soft line in the beginning, and it would make sense, right? Courtney Williams has been struggling a little bit to score the basketball, going through some ailment that the coach was talking about recently. So for you to come back and just to get to 27 points, rebounds, and assists makes a ton of sense to me. And they get a super soft defense. We'll talk about that in just a second. The next player prop is Sonia Citron over her 14.5 points, right? So Sonia Citron has been the bright spot for this offense that is the Washington Mystics. Of course, they plan on the second leg of a back-to-back. Jackson says Sonia Citron has demonstrated a strong scoring touch in her recent outing, making her points prop an attractive option. She's hit the over 14.5 in 80% of her last 5 games, averaging 18.4. This trend holds true over her last 10 games as well, with the 80% hit rate, averaging 18 points and a season-long average of 15.27, which also sits above the line of 14.5. While the Seattle Storm's defense against her position ranks 6, posing a challenge, Citron's recent form suggests she's capable of overcoming this tough matchup. Her performance against the Storm this season shows a 50% hit rate, averaging 14 points, which is right around the line. However, her current hot streak, particularly over the last 5 to 10 games, where she's consistently exceeded this mark, indicates she's in a rhythm to continue her scoring output. So take Sonia Citron over 14.5 points and take Nafisha Collier over her 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Link is always for Jackson is in the description if you guys want to check it out. All right, so let's jump into the game. First one up is the Storm and the Mystics in DC today. So I looked at the injury report real quick. Of course, Washington can add because they did play yesterday. They're on the second leg of a back-to-back. Let's see. Yesterday, it was JC Sheldon that was out. I'm not sure if she's going to play today. I would assume that she's not. Haven't really seen anything about her. And the Seattle Storm don't have anybody on the injury report. So real quick injury report. As far as the spot, Washington has won the last 3 meetings. 2 of them have been this season. They've covered both spreads as well, and both games went under the totals of 156 and 155. Now, recent form, Seattle should be able to come in here and get the job done. This line opened, I think, at it wasn't 9. It's up to 9 now, but it wasn't 9. It actually opened, I think, 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. So a lot of money's coming on Seattle. I don't want to lay with Seattle. I said this last game when they beat Dallas, and they smoked Dallas, beat them by 35. I think Seattle can win this game, but I would like to see a little bit more consistency before I bet on Seattle. Defensively, they've been really good recently. It's their 3rd straight road game. They've won back-to-back. They've played against some pretty poor opponents in Chicago and Dallas. But offensively, they're starting to get it together. 95 and 94 points in their last 2 games. The 2 wins in a row has helped them a lot. It's actually helped them jump Golden State in the standings for 7th. But they still are just a game and a half ahead of Golden State, and only a half a game behind Indiana. And Indiana's probably going to lose today to the Lynx. So Seattle does need to win this game. Do they need to win by double digits? I don't think so, but I think that they can. Washington has actually lost 3 straight games. This is a falling knife that I don't want to catch. They haven't covered any of the spreads, and they're playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. Offensively, they've really, really struggled recently to score the basketball. So I think Seattle should be able to win. More so, I think Seattle should be able to score. I talked about them playing well recently. They're 5th in offensive rating in their last 5 games, 2nd in net rating, 4th in points scored, 3rd in pace. So they're getting up and down the floor. They also scoring the most points off turnovers in the league on the full season, 3rd in their last 5 games. It's significant because Washington is actually allows the most points off turnovers in the WNBA. So Gabby Williams leads the WNBA by steals. I think she almost doubles the next person or whatever the case might be. But I think Seattle, especially with Washington playing on, some tired legs, I think Seattle should be able to come out here, score the basketball. When I look at Washington, I don't really see a lot of scorers. Yeah, sure, you got Kiki Ariafin, sure, you got Sonia Citron, but who else are you really counting on to be able to go out there and score the basketball consistently? I just don't see it. So that's one of the reasons they really, really struggled recently to score the basketball. So yeah, I think Seattle should be able to turn them over. I think Seattle should be able to score the basketball. I guess if I had to play it, I would lay the points, thinking that Seattle could come in here and win this game by double digits with the rest advantage. But more so than that, the total, I think the total could go over. I think Seattle's going to be able to score the basketball. I like Seattle team total. It's 82.5. If I had to play this game, that's the way I would play it. All right, let's move over to the next one. I feel like I talked too much about that one. Next one, Storm and I never updated this. This should not say the Storm and the Valkyries. This should say the Valkyries and the Wings. So Valkyries. Valkyries and the Wings line is 2. I think they're getting, the Dallas Wings are getting 2 points, and the total is 158, which it opened 159, has come down a little bit. This line was at 2.5 yesterday in favor of the Golden State Valkyries. So people are, actually betting Dallas in this game, which is interesting to me. And you can't talk about this one without talking about the injury report. Right now, it's a 4:00 start time game, Eastern Standard Time. Right now, we got Tiffany Hayes listed as questionable. Carly Late is also listed as questionable. Monique Billings is ruled out. JJ Quigley is ruled out. No Enrique Agumbawale and no Zandasini. She is also listed as out. So I don't really like taking Golden State when they don't have the offensive pieces, because their offense really, really struggles to score the basketball. We know this. They are not a great offensive team. You can see the updated numbers here. They just don't score the basketball. Offensively, they have been better recently. Defensively, they've been kind of in a letdown spot recently. The defense hasn't been that good. They just, been giving up points left and right. The teams have split. Both teams won at home early this season, but Dallas is another team that, in my opinion, feels like you're kind of catching a falling knife. They've lost 4 straight. They've lost 9 of their last 10. I know the Valkyries aren't good, but like I think the best unit of all 4 units, right? Like you got Dallas offense, you got Dallas defense, you got Golden State offense, Golden State defense. The best unit on the floor is Golden State's defense. So I think that the game came down to, if the books are anticipating to be a 1-possession game, I take the Golden State defense to be able to get a stop, especially because they need the game as well. They've lost 3 straight games in a row after winning 4 in a row, and this is their last game until next Saturday. So they can kind of go all out in this spot. They desperately need a win. They sit just a half a game in front of the Los Angeles Sparks, and that's for the last playoff spot. If the playoffs were to start today, they would barely squeak in. So I know the coaches, all in their ear about, whatever it is that they need to do better. And I also think the last 3 losses have come against really good teams, right? They started against Atlanta. They lost to Atlanta. Then they lost to the Mercury. And then I think it was one more loss in there as well. But now you get the Wings. I feel like you got to win this game. Outside of Paige, who scored 44 against the Sparks, and then shot the ball pretty terribly in that game against Seattle, like, who's really scoring the ball for Dallas, especially without Jaden Critterly there as well? I know Maddie Seegers can get hot at times, but I think Golden State's the right side. If not Golden State, then at least Dallas team total under. Dallas is the worst offensive rated team in the last 5 games. They're also 11th in defensive rating in that same span, and last in net rating as well. Golden State, like I said, their offense has actually been looking a little bit better. They're 4th in offensive rating in their last 5 games. So they should be able to score the basketball. They're 2nd in free throw rate as well, taking and making the most above the break threes. And if you know anything about Dallas defense, it's struggled to guard the 3-point line. Last 5 games, Dallas is actually dead last in opponent 3-point field goal percentage. So I think I know Golden State, this line's getting bet down, but I would be looking at the Valkyries in this spot. I don't like playing the Valkyries too often, but this is a spot where if I'm playing, I'm laying at 2, or I'm just taking the money line with the Valkyries. Last game on the board is the Fever and the Lynx. Line is up to 12. This open, let's see, Indiana they were getting 9 points. So we already seen a 3-point move. The total only going up, open 166. I see it up to as high as 168. 167's out there, 167.5. So definitely shop around, get the best of the number. So injury report wise here, we have Nafisha Collier listed as probable. Jackson already talked about her being back, so she should make her return. I think she's missed like probably 8 or 9 games. And the Lynx need it because they've been playing a lot of games, a lot of travel recently as well. First game back home after a 3-game road trip. They had lost back-to-back to New York and Atlanta before beating this Indiana Fever team in the most recent matchup. They did end up covering because that line went all the way as low as it closed at 4.5, and they won the game, I think, by 5 in that last game. And they won the second leg of a back-to-back. We know that. So now, they get the Fever at home. Do they win the game by double digits? I would think they can. Like, they should have won the last game by double digits, but Indiana had a hell of a first half. They shot the leather off the basketball in the first half, and I think we see a little bit of regression here. We know that the Lynx at the crib, when they're double-digit favorite, they're something like 8-4-1 to the under. They're only giving up about 71 points per game. I kind of looked at the Fever team total and thought that might be too high in this game. I do think that Cheryl Reeves is a coach that, could definitely make defensive adjustments. I don't think Indiana's going to be able to shoot the ball from the 3-point line as effectively as they were in the last game. So I think Indiana team total is something that I would look towards. The Minnesota Lynx team total is like 89.5. I know that these two teams just play. I know that, Indiana is not really stopping anybody. They're 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games, 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games. And they've been really giving it up. 88 points is what they've given up, 88 or more in all 3 of their in 3 straight games. I know one of them went to overtime against Connecticut, but yeah, I just kind of feel like I worry about the pace in this game. Minnesota's a slower paced team. Indiana has been playing a little bit faster. I think Indiana goes on the road and they struggle to score in this spot, though. I mean, they're down so many players. Odyssey Sims is game time decision. Chloe Bibby is out. No Caitlin Clark. The other 2 guards are out. Like, Indiana's free falling, and it's not their fault. They just got the injury bug. So I think the Lynx can win this game by 15-20. It just, what form is Fee gonna be in? I don't want to play. I don't want to play Indiana right now. I don't want anything to do with Indiana. Their team total, I think, under would be the way that I would look in this game. I think it's something like 76.5. I think that it could, really, really struggle to score the basketball. Cheryl Reeves kind of make some adjustments in this spot and getting back is going to help the defense as well. So that's not the strongest look. That's why on the recap, it's just Dallas money line or either a team total under for I'm sorry. This shouldn't say Dallas. I definitely don't want Dallas. My fault. Let's change that real quick. This shouldn't say Dallas. This should say Golden State money line. I just said it, all the reasons why. And if it's not Golden State money line, it's Dallas team total under 78.5. I think that they could struggle to score the basketball, especially after just getting to 60. I think the Valkyries defense can show up and play in this spot. They need to win in the worst possible way. And I think Seattle should be able to score the same way that the Aces were able to score yesterday against this Washington Mystics team. I think Seattle should be able to score as well, especially points off turnover. So these would be the 3 ways that I would play them. Game started 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So yeah, whatever it is that you do play, man, best of luck on your action. Not really looking too much into player props, but I think Gabby Williams would be a pretty good look against the Mystics today. I like the look on Nafisha Collier because I do think it's a super soft line with her first game coming back. So I like that line a lot as well. And that's probably about it. Kind of want to wait. If the Valkyries ladies gets ruled in, like if the couple of those players get ruled in, you will get I do think that this line's going to go up for the Golden State Valkyries. I'm not sure if Tiffany Hayes is going to play though. Like, and a couple other players, like you kind of want those players in. Carl Lady, I think, as well. So we'll see, man. Link in the description as always for the resources. Check them out. Jackson Outlier Money Baller. Link in the description for the plays as well. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys are betting. Share the video. Turn the notification bell on. See you guys tomorrow. 2 more games tomorrow. We'll get through those when we get there. Y'all enjoy your Sunday, man.